Welcome back. It is Tuesday, June 25th in the MLB, and our three best bets are on the way. It's Austin, joined by Logan today. Back for a second straight day. The broom is here. A 4-0 sweep yesterday. Exactly what we needed. Let's do a victory lap and then dive into today's picks. We started the day with a live stream. Mariners raised Nerfy. If you joined the live stream, we appreciate you. Pretty sweat-free Nerfy. We'll take that. Then we had Cardinals first five money line. Then we had Dodgers team total in the first five under 2.5. All sweat-free winners. Then we get to the parlay of the day. Gunnar Henderson on the stream actually got a double. And then we had to wait for Jerickson Profar. That guy, I need to buy his jersey. Because if you watched any of that game, which Logan and I went to bed after the first two at-bats, we said, we're done. 0 for 4. Again, went to extras, needed an absolute miracle. And he got the walk-off hit. Jerickson Profar, tip of the cap to him. He has respected our hit parlays recently. I don't know how he does it. He always spawns in 0 for 3 and then comes through. But we will certainly take the 4-0 day on a 6-0 run. The goal today, turn that 6-0 run into a 9-0 run. Let's dive into today's picks. As always, if you are new, do us a favor, go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. We do these videos every single day. And actually, speaking of Jerickson Profar, we will actually be in San Diego for a game next Friday, July 5th, for Logan's bachelor party. We'll talk about that next week when that's closer in time. But we're going to dive into the picks today. And the first pick, as always, will be our hit parlay of the day. We've now hit 5 straight on Odds Checker. Go check it out. Top link and pin comment and description. I don't think Profar is going to make it. I will be honest with you. I don't think he's going to make it. But I do think that the two hitters we choose today will be absolutely locked in and will get us a hit today. Trying to go for a 6 straight winner. We've never hit 6 straight. We've only made it to 5 straight, I think 3 or 4 times this season. Hopefully we can hit a 6 straight. So check it out. Top link and pin comment and description. And I'll link it at the end of the video. But you guys know what day it is. It's Tuesday. It's Dinger Tuesday time, and I'm going to lead off with my favorite Dinger Tuesday play. This is obviously a promo on FanDuel opt-in, so if the guy does not hit a home run, you still get $5 back for each home run hit in their respective game. And I'm going to Chicago, where I cashed my Dodgers team total pick yesterday, but today I'm actually going to be back into the Dodgers. I'm taking Freddie Freeman of obviously the Dodgers to hit a home run. Currently, he's about plus 360 on FanDuel. Now, you can go with Ohtani, but he's below plus 200, and I just really don't want to do that. But Ohtani hitting a home run here would help us out. He would win us back some money in case Freddie does not come through. But at the same time, Freddie, has he hit a ton of home runs on the year? No, not necessarily, but does have 11 homers. 8 of them have come versus right-handed batter or pitchers. He will face the righty Chris Flexen, who has allowed 7 homers, 2 lefties this year. I believe he's allowed 11 on the year. And Flexen also allowed a homer in 5 of his last 6, 3 straight. I really think he could hit one here today. Flexen, when he gives up homers, it's typically to the fastball, and that's kind of been the pitch that Freddie's been hitting homers for. So if Freddie's going to swing early in that bat, I think it's going to be to a fastball. I could see him hitting one today. Also worth noting, Bobby Miller on the other side, who obviously we could use some homers from him, has a lot of home run in 3 straight starts, including 3 homers in 12 innings pitched on the road. Has not been great on the road. So one of the White Sox have some bats in there that can sneakily hit some homers. I like both these two teams to hit up some home runs. I think the over-under is like 9.5. So I do like Mr. Freddie Freeman, my Dinger Tuesday pick of the day. Forgot to mention, we aren't doing the typical giveaway that we've been doing the last few weeks. However, we will do a $100 giveaway if my guy Freddie Freeman hits a home run, parlayed with Logan's guy, who we'll talk about in like 3 seconds. If both hit a home run, we will give away $100. Last year, we did it several times. This year, we have yet to do it, which just means we are due. All you got to do is make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and you can potentially become $100 richer if Freeman and Logan's guy hit a home run. But Logan, enough dilly-dallying. Who you picking today?
Yeah, we need both of our guys to hit a home run. I like your pick a lot, and I'm also going with a lefty in mind. I'm taking Corey Seager of the Rangers, plus 285. Obviously, this promo, best in a game where you see a lot of home runs coming. Between these two starting pitchers, Bryce Wilson and Andrew Heaney, I think there are going to be a lot of home runs. I want to talk about Seager, though, because when I'm looking at each of these games' home run odds, I always like to try to pick a guy that I think is like short for no reason. Corey Seager fits that. I mean, he's worse odds than a guy like Yordan Alvarez, who's like plus 300 in his separate game. You got Corey Seager not even plus 300. I'll tell you, the Seager's on a home run drought as well. Just means he's due. Sometimes you have to just pick a hitter that you're like, I think this guy is so due. And he's facing Bryce Wilson. And I love his matchup against Bryce Wilson. Why? Because Bryce Wilson's a guy that makes a ton of mistake pitches right over the middle of the plate. He's been getting killed by lefties, 290 batting average allowed to lefties. And he allowed 3 home runs in his most recent outing. Yeah, Bryce Wilson, a home run target I'm looking for. I think Corey Seager can take him deep. Corey Seager is obviously a guy that can hit for power. That's what we're looking for in a Dinger Tuesday. I like that pick a lot. And you know what? You know what pick I like a lot? Also, my Guardians and Orioles over 9.5 plus 100 odds on FanDuel is your best value there. I love the over between these two teams. It's my best bet of the day. After a low-scoring game, 3-2 Guardians win last night. I think we see a lot more offense tonight. You look at yesterday, they were bad with runners in scoring position. You're not going to cash an over when they went 3 for 14 combined runners in scoring position. It's tough to do that. But today you got favorable conditions. You got the wind blowing out, but 10 miles per hour to center field, 92-degree weather. Obviously, these are great prime hitting conditions, which is what you want for an over. And then you got these starting pitchers. I really like targeting an over between Cole Irvin, starting for the Orioles, 3.45 ERA and a 1.25 WHIP. Cole Irvin, June has not been his month, 4.84 ERA in June. The regression is finally hitting for Cole Irvin. I tried looking at this guy and I'm like, it's coming soon, right? If you remember 2 starts ago, that was the game I put 2 units on and I'm like, this guy's going to get rocked. Sure enough, he did though. Let's look at his game log of his last 4 starts. 5 hits allowed, 5 earned runs to the Yankees. Obviously, that's not a great outing for him. 9 hits allowed, 3 earned runs, 4 runs allowed, 4 runs, 3 of them earned against the Braves. You guys remember that was the game that I picked the over in and I was heartbroken because it just barely pushed. And then we have 8 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 hits, 2 earned runs to the Braves, 8 hits, 2 earned runs, or no, not Braves, Rays, and then 8 hits, 2 earned runs once again to the Braves. The fact that he was giving up 8 hits in those games lets me know a lot. Cole Irvin's not missing a whole lot of bats. They are squeaking by for hits, and he's finally been able to make, the teams have been making him pay in those last 2 starts. Over the last week, Cleveland's hitting 296 against lefties. They have also the 8th most home runs in that span against left-handed pitching. They have a lot of guys that can hit for power in that lineup, but they also have a lot of guys that just put the ball in play. And against a guy like Cole Irvin, I just want hitters that are putting the ball in play. I think they're primed to get some hits and runs off of Cole Irvin. Not really too worried about that. And then I'm also not too worried about the Orioles doing their fair share of damage against Logan Allen. Logan Allen starts for the Guardians, 5.23 ERA and a 1.48 WHIP. Those numbers are not good at all. I mean, flirting with a 1.5 WHIP. Again, WHIP, if you're new to betting baseball, stands for walks and hits per inning pitched. It's a ratio. You want that number ideally to be around 1 or sub 1. The fact it's 1.5. He's given up hits and walks for sure. If you look at Logan Allen, he's also allowed 6 home runs in his last 5 starts. He just makes a lot of mistake pitches as well. He makes them right over the center of the plate. And when you're doing that, these talented bats of the Orioles lineup have to make him pay today. Allen also allowing a 292 batting average to righties. It's tougher on lefties, but Baltimore has switch hitters like Santander, like Adley Rutschman that will be able to hit from the right side and have the lefty-righty matchup against Logan Allen. I really do think they get to him today. At Logan Allen also, I mentioned that whip ratio. He's allowing a lot of walks. 4, 3, and 3 walks in his last 3 starts. You put on free base runners against a team like the Orioles, you're flirting with danger because they should be able to get those guys home and make you pay for making mistakes like that. Even though the Orioles offense isn't necessarily clicking right now, they're not looking great, right? This could be a breakout game for them. This is an opportunity for them. They're still hitting 260 at home this month. I still think the Orioles bats are definitely, they're a sleeping giant, right? It just takes the right matchup. Logan Allen is the right matchup. And you look at, then when we go to late game, on paper, there might not be a whole lot of run opportunities here. Cleveland first in bullpen ERA, Baltimore 8th in bullpen ERA. But I still see once these two teams really get it going through 5 or 6 innings, I think the bullpens will be in danger in this one. I think there still are run opportunities late. We see a total at 9.5 for a reason. It's not like they set this one 8 or 7.5 and we're taking a shot on that. It's high for a reason. I think all the stars are aligning for and over between the Guardians and Orioles. I love that as my favorite pick of the day. But Austin, where are you going for yours?
Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I actually had 2 picks typed up this morning, and I was looking at 2 hard. One of them that I will talk about was going to be the Blue Jays team total in the first 5. However, the line moved from 1.5 to 2.5, and personally, I really don't want to trust the Blue Jays to put up 3 runs. That's just a team that struggles to even get 1 run. I was taking a shot on them at scoring 2. 3, I'm out. So if that line maybe drops back to 1.5, I like that one. But my pick of the day, that will be our third and final pick of the day, because no nerfies really stuck out to us. It's actually gonna be a little bit of a tricky one, a market that I haven't touched a ton, and I'll talk about this in a second. And if you'll understand what I mean, it's a 2-leg same game parlay. It's both the Phillies and the Tigers who play against each other, both under 5.5 team total runs. So you need the Phillies to not score 6, and you need the Tigers not to score 6. Now, a couple different, this is minus 135 on Fanatics, so a little bit juice, but I really think this is going to be a sweat-free winner. Now, I was actually on DraftKings that I was just going to go to the race to 6 runs and just take the neither option, because obviously if it's a race to 6, you would think, oh, we got the Phillies, you got the Tigers, and then you have a neither option. And the neither option is about minus 140. Now, if you were to go on to DraftKings and put these 2 legs together as a same game parlay, you get minus 180. So definitely take a shot at that. Take a look. I don't know why the difference is that much. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but hey, I don't make the rules. I'm not the one that controls the sports book. So definitely peek at that. I like both these 2 teams not to score 6 or more runs. Now, let's talk about why I'm taking a market like this and why we're kind of going with the prop like this. Now, when we look at this game, we have 2 really good pitchers. And while I like the full game under at 7.5, there are so many ways that a 7.5 under can lose, whereas this play can win, whereas there's not really a lot of ways where this play loses and the full under game cashes at 7.5. I mean, you think about the ways it would lose, and the under would cash, under 7.5 would cash, and this would lose. You'd have to have like a 6-0 type game, 6-1, 7-0. Those are really the only options. There's really nothing else that could happen. And I really like this play a lot better than taking the full game under. Now, let's talk about Ranger Suarez, who will go for the Phillies, and he's been really good. 1.75 ERA and a 0.89 whip. Obviously, he's been dominant this year. In his 15 starts, he's allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in 12 of 15, 3 earned runs or fewer in 4 of 15. The only game he allowed more than that, he actually allowed 4 earned runs on the dot, and that was at Coors Field. Obviously, Ranger could come out here and give up 4 earned runs, and we'd be in a tough spot because you'd assume he wouldn't go probably further than 5 or 6 innings, but there's still a chance that maybe that is what happens. He's not perfect, but at the same time, this is not a great offense from Detroit against lefties, batting just 234 this season against lefties with an 84 WRC+. That's the 6th lowest. And when we look at Ranger, he's getting those timely outs, allowing just a 203 batting average with runners in scoring position. And knock on wood, no team has scored 6 or more runs against the Phillies when Ranger Suarez has started. I mean, I just gave you his stats. He hasn't given up more than 3 in pretty much all of his starts, and then the Phillies bullpen comes in 5th best bullpen ERA in the majors. So I think Ranger can hold the job done. I actually think the Tigers could potentially win this game, but I think they might put up some runs on Ranger, but I don't think they're getting 6 total. If they do, I'll tip my cap to them. I think they could end with 4 or 5. That wouldn't shock me a ton, but 6 would be a lot. Now, Tariq Skubal will start for the Tigers, and if the Tigers would have any chance of winning this one, which are only plus 110 on the money line, it's probably because he's going to have to pitch well. And this season, you look at his numbers, 2.5 ERA and a 0.97 whip. It's been really good. He's been even better at home. In 7 home starts, he has a 5-0 record, a 2 ERA, and a 0.92 whip. And like I said, just like Ranger, he's getting those timely outs. 0.20, 200 batting average with runners in scoring position, drops to 0.185 with 2 outs. He's been really good, but he hasn't been good is actually lately. He's now allowed 4 earned runs in 2 straight starts. As I talked about, they were both on the road. He's been really good at home. And do the Phillies have the offense to put up 4 earned runs on him? Yes, they do. At the same time, the fact that the Tigers are only plus 110 on the money line makes me think he bounces back here and pitches pretty well. And if there's ever a time to fade the Phillies, I don't honestly hate fading them against lefties, because they put in some guys in that lineup that I won't lie to you, I don't really love. Down at the bottom of the lineup, you're going to get Whit Merrifield, you're going to get maybe Pache. And those guys, I don't trust those guys to get hits. Whereas when they face a righty, you're talking about Bryson Stott, Brandon Marsh, those guys feel like they get on base a lot higher than those other guys that just listed. At the end of the day, have the Phillies been great against lefties? Yes, but this is also one of the best lefties they will probably see, one of the best lefties in the majors. So I think he pitches decently. The Tigers bullpen is mediocre. They're not great. They're not terrible. I think they can hold the job done, considering they really didn't use any of their their best arms yesterday, given they were down 4-0 after the first inning and down like 7-1 after the 6th. So I really think that these 2 guys will lock it in. 15 starts, only 2 teams faced Skubal have scored 6 or more runs. I really think he locks it down and holds down the Phillies lineup a little bit. He doesn't have to hold them to 0 earned runs, but I think he could certainly give us a 2 to 3 earned run type game. I think we got a chance at cashing this one. So that's my favorite play of the day. Is it weird? Yes, but I really think this is a great chance at cashing. It's neither team in the Phillies and Tigers game team to score 6 runs. I put it as a 2-leg SGP. If you find better odds as the race to 6 and you choose the neither option, take that. I played it to about minus 150. That's my favorite pick of the day. But Logan, is there anything else that you maybe looked at for a slight lean? We only have 3 picks. That's all we're going to track. But anything else that maybe caught your eye?
A money line that almost made my card, and you'd already kind of talked about it as a pick you liked. I almost picked the Toronto Blue Jays on the money line. The problem with that team though is they're so cursed, they're so snake bitten. I swear they just cannot get out of their own way. Yesterday I actually really thought they had a good chance to win, and what did they do? They blew the game late. I still really do kind of like the Blue Jays matchup, but the problem with backing a team like that is you're just kind of hoping and praying that you see something different from what they're on a losing streak. So I don't really want to come out here and tell you, oh, it's ending today. But I do think they're worth a look, at least Gausman and Bayo in that one. I would give a huge advantage to Gausman, even though they did hit him first time they faced each other. So maybe that's worth a look. But again, it didn't make our card because I'm only like 50% confident in the Blue Jays in that one.
Yeah, 100%. We both are kind of on the same page. Like I said, if they had the over-under in the first 5 at 1.5, it would have been on the card. 2.5, I'm out. So that's going to be our favorite picks of the day. We looked at a couple different nerfies. There was a couple that caught our eye, but we really don't want to. Like you said, we're 29-18 on nerfies this year, and it's because we're not forcing ones we don't like. If Logan and I both don't like it, we're not going to do it. And when we do both like it, we add it to the card. So there's not one we love. We considered maybe the Reds and Pirates one today, but we don't really like going to Great American Ballpark, and those teams have a lot of familiarity versus their respective pitches, which sometimes can lead to an extra base hit or even a home run when you know and you've seen the pitches coming your way. So we'll stick to 3 picks, hopefully turn in another 3-0 sweep. I don't think anyone would complain about that. So to recap our picks, we have that same game parlay I gave out for Phillies and Tigers, both team total under 5.5. We have Logan's pick. He's obviously rolling, and hopefully this one's actually rolling with the over in Baltimore, which I really love that one as well. That's not a bad game for some Dinger Tuesday picks, if I'm being honest. And then we got, obviously, our parlay of the day, which I will link on the screen. Our favorite 2 hitters to each get a hit, going for a 6 straight parlay winner, plus our 2 Dinger Tuesday picks, which if both of them hit a home run, which would be nuts, we'll give away $100 to someone that likes and just subscribes. Simple as that. We'll see you guys back again tomorrow with some more picks. Austin Logan signing out. Peace.